That's my mother's key. Why do you have my mother's key?
Amara, put it down. You don't understand.
Don't tell me what I don't understand. I watched you sneak up here for weeks.
There are things in that room that were never meant to find you.
My mother warned me. She warned me about you.
Amara, wait.
Don't touch me. Tell me what's in there.
Your father didn't die in an accident.
What did you just say?
And I've known the truth since the day I met you.
Promise me one thing before I die. I squeezed my mother's cold hand. Anything, Mama. Just tell me. She looked toward the bedroom door, then lowered her voice. If you ever marry Daniel, never let him enter that room. I stared at her. What room? The locked room. Mama, what are you talking about? Her eyes filled with tears. Your husband is not the man you think he is. I almost laughed. Daniel, Mama, you love Daniel. She shook her head. I tolerated him because I knew you loved him. Then she grabbed my wrist with surprising strength. Listen to me, Amara. Whatever happened after I die, don't give him the key. What key? Before she could answer, her eyes closed. Mama? I shook her. Mama? She didn't respond. My mother was gone. And I had no idea that the warning she gave me that night would completely destroy the life I thought I knew. My name is Amara. My mother raised me alone after my father abandoned us when I was 6. She was everything to me. She worked tirelessly to send me to university. She sacrificed her own happiness so I could have mine. When I met Daniel, she wasn't impressed. Daniel was handsome, confident, and successful. He owned a construction company and drove an expensive SUV. Everyone loved him, except my mother. Whenever I mentioned him, her mood changed. Amara, be careful. Careful of what? Some people know how to look good while hiding terrible things. I always defended him. Daniel loves me. She would sigh. I hope you are right. Then 2 weeks before her death, she said something that I couldn't forget. Amara, if I die before your wedding, don't rush into anything. I laughed. Mama, you are going to be at my wedding. She smiled sadly. I hope so. But she wasn't. And 3 months after her burial, Daniel proposed. I said yes. Perhaps I was trying to fill the emptiness my mother's death had left behind. Perhaps I wanted to prove that she had been wrong about him. We got married 6 months later. It was a beautiful wedding. Hundreds of people attended. Daniel looked at me and promised, I will protect you for the rest of my life. I believed him. But there was one thing I couldn't stop thinking about. My mother's locked room. It was in the old family house where my mother had lived before she died. After the funeral, I had inherited the house. The room was at the end of the hallway. It had always been locked. When I was younger, I thought it was simply my mother's storage room. But after her death, I tried opening it. The key wasn't anywhere. I asked our old neighbor, do you know what my mother kept in that room? The woman looked frightened. No. Are you sure? She shook her head. Your mother never allowed anyone inside. That answer made me even more curious.
Then, after my wedding, Daniel asked me something strange. Amara, what happened to your mother's old house? I looked at him. Why? He was just asking. I inherited it. He nodded. Is everything still inside? Most things. He hesitated. Even that room? My heart stopped. What room? He smiled. You know, the locked room. I stared at him. How do you know about that? Daniel laughed. Your mother mentioned it once. She never talked about it with you. Maybe she did. I didn't respond. Something felt wrong. That night, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, Daniel was already awake. I found him standing near the window. What were you doing? Nothing. Were you looking through my mother's things? He turned. Why would I do that? I don't know. He walked toward me. Amara, your mother is dead. You need to stop living in the past. I frowned. Don't talk about my mother like that. He sighed. I didn't mean it that way. But from that day, I started watching him. And I noticed things I had ignored before. Whenever my mother's name came up, Daniel became uncomfortable. Whenever we visited the old house, he avoided the hallway. One evening, I returned home unexpectedly. Daniel wasn't in the living room. I searched the house. Then I heard a sound from upstairs. I followed it. Daniel was standing outside the locked room, and he was holding something, a small metal key. I froze. Daniel? He turned so quickly that the key fell from his hand. Amara! I stared at the key. Where did you get that? He picked it up. It's nothing. Give me the key. Amara, give me the key. He refused. Then he said something that made my blood run cold. Your mother didn't want you to know the truth. I stared. What truth? He looked at the locked door. Not yet. That night, Daniel left the house. I waited until his car disappeared. Then I went upstairs. I picked up the key. My hands were shaking. I inserted it into the lock. Click. The door opened. The room smelled of old paper and dust. There were boxes everywhere. Photographs, documents, old newspapers, letters. I turned on the light. Then I saw a large wooden cabinet. Inside were files with my name on them. Amara. I opened the first file. My birth certificate, school records, medical records. But underneath them was something I wasn't prepared for. A photograph. It showed my mother standing beside a young man. I recognized him immediately. It was Daniel, my husband. But the photograph looked old, very old. I turned it over. There was a date written on the back, 22 years ago. I froze. Daniel was only a few years older than me. How could he have been in a photograph with my mother 22 years ago? I opened another file and another. Then I found a letter. It was written by my mother. Amara, if you are reading this, then I am no longer alive. My hands began to shake. I tried to protect you, but I knew there was a chance you would marry him. My heart pounded. Him. I continued reading. Daniel is connected to the greatest tragedy our family ever suffered. I stopped. What tragedy? Then I found another photograph. This one showed my father. Beside him was Daniel's father. I sat down. What was going on? I read the next letter. 23 years ago, your father discovered that Daniel's father was stealing money from the company they owned together. My mouth opened. My father and Daniel's father were business partners. I continued. When your father confronted him, he threatened to expose him. The next line made my hands go numb. 2 days later, your father died in a car accident. I covered my mouth. Everyone had always told me my father died because of brake failure, but my mother had never believed it was an accident. I kept reading. I believe your father's death was arranged. I stood up. No. Then I found another document, a police report, the original investigation. There was a witness statement. The witness claimed that someone had tampered with my father's vehicle, but the investigation suddenly closed. Why? Because the witness disappeared. Then I saw the witness's name, Mr. Okoro. I knew that name. He was our old family driver. He was the man who had disappeared shortly after my father's death. I continued searching. Then I found the most terrifying document, a photograph of Daniel's father. Beside him was a much younger Daniel, and underneath the photograph was a handwritten note. His son knows what happened. I dropped the paper. Daniel knew?
My husband knew what happened to my father? I suddenly heard the front door downstairs. My heart stopped. Daniel was home. I quickly put the documents back, but I accidentally left one photograph on the floor. I closed the door and hid behind it. Footsteps came upstairs. Daniel stopped outside. The door opened. He walked inside. I watched him searching through the files. Then he whispered, "Your mother should have destroyed these." I stepped out. "Why?" He froze. I held up the photograph. "Why are you in my mother's photographs?" Daniel stared at me. "Amara, tell me the truth." He remained silent. "Did you know my father?" "Yes." "How?" "My father knew him." "You knew about my father's death?" Daniel closed his eyes. "Yes." I felt like the floor disappeared beneath me. "Did your father kill mine?" Daniel shook his head. "No." "Then who did?" He looked at me. "My father didn't kill your father." I waited. "He paid someone to scare him." "What?" "But things went wrong." I stepped backward. "You knew?" "I was a child." "But you knew?" "Yes." Tears filled my eyes. "And you married me?" "I loved you." "You knew what happened to my father and still married me?" "I wanted to protect you." "By lying to me?" Daniel stepped toward me. "I spent years trying to find the truth." "Why?" "Because my father wasn't the only person involved." I froze. "What do you mean?" Daniel looked toward the files. "Your mother's closest friend." I stared at him. "What?" He nodded. "She was the one who gave your father's location to my father." I remembered her, Mrs. Ada, my mother's best friend, the woman who attended my father's funeral, the woman who stayed beside my mother after his death, the woman who had comforted me when I was a child. I couldn't believe it. Daniel continued, "Your mother eventually discovered the truth. Then why didn't she tell me?" "Because she was afraid." "Afraid of what?" "That the people responsible would come after you." I looked at the files again. Then I saw something. A recent bank statement. My mother's name. Payment had been made from an account years after she supposedly closed it. I looked at Daniel. "What is this?" He became silent. "Daniel? I found it 3 months before your mother died." "What does it mean?" He took a deep breath. "Someone had been paying your mother to keep quiet." My heart raced. "Who?" He looked at me. "Mrs. Ada." My mother's best friend had been paying her? Why? Then I found one final envelope. It had my name on it. I opened it. My mother's handwriting appeared again. "Amara, if you ever discover the truth, remember this. The person you should fear is not the person who hurt your father." I read the next line. "It is the person who has been pretending to protect you." I looked at Daniel. He was staring at me. "What does that mean?" He didn't answer. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was Mrs. Abadia. I answered. Her voice was trembling. "Amara, where are you?" "At home." "Leave immediately." "Why?" "I know you found your mother's room." I froze. "How do you know?" Silence. Then she whispered, "Because I was the one who locked it." The call ended. I stared at Daniel. He looked terrified. Then we heard a loud crash downstairs. Someone had entered the house. Daniel grabbed my hand. "Run." We rushed toward the back door. But before we escaped, I looked back at the locked room. I finally understood my mother's warning. She wasn't trying to hide something from me. She was trying to keep someone else from finding it. And whoever had entered our house that night wasn't looking for money. They were looking for the evidence. Evidence that could expose a secret my family had carried for more than 20 years. The next morning, the police arrived.
Mrs. Abadia was arrested after investigators connected her workers to men involved in my father's death. Daniel testified against his own father's associates, and the truth finally came out. My father's death had been arranged because he was about to expose a massive financial fraud. My mother had spent decades protecting me from the people responsible. She had kept the evidence locked away because she knew that revealing it too early could put my life in danger. But there was one thing she had gotten wrong. She thought Daniel was part of the danger. He wasn't. He had been trying to uncover the truth himself. And that was why my mother hated him. Not because he was evil, but because she believed he would eventually lead me back to the people she had spent her entire life running from. Years later, I returned to that old house. I stood outside the locked room, the room that had terrified me, the room that contained my family's darkest secret. I smiled sadly. "Mama," I whispered, "I finally understand." I didn't open that room again. I didn't need to. The truth had already set me free. And I learned something I'll never forget. Sometimes the people who warn us about danger are not trying to control our lives. Sometimes they have simply seen a darkness we haven't seen yet. And sometimes the truth doesn't destroy a family. The lies do. The end. If this story kept you guessing until the end, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. And tell me in the comments, if you were Amara, would you have forgiven Daniel after discovering that he knew the truth about your father's death?